What are you doing? I'm going to do our big opening. You just want to mess with the opening?
Here
All
we
right.
go. How about it?
Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Logan, a lot to talk about today in Controversies of the Day, my friend. So much to talk about. And you know the big one, Logan? We're going to Mars. We're going to... Get in here. Get in the shot. Oh, this guy. We're going to Mars, Logan. You and me, buddy. No. We're packing the bags. And we're going to the big warring red planet. You and I. And we're going to put that flagpole. We're going to put the stars and stripes right on that red planet. You and me, buddy, because Donald said so, and so did Elon. Here we go, folks. We're on the air live from Platteville, Wisconsin. Is that where we're at? The basement here? I think so. Yeah, Platteville, Wisconsin. Having a good time. Lots to talk about today. But today, inauguration, everybody. Stargate, everybody. Larry Olson. I don't remember him at all the campaign. All of a sudden, he's there now. He's there. A lot of billionaires. All of a sudden, they just, let's all get behind Donald. We all like him all of a sudden now. Like, what's all that about? Kind of interesting. And then the billionaires have some feuds with each other, like Elon and Sam. We are having a lot of fun here, but lots of things to talk about today, folks, that aren't very pleasant, aren't very pleasant at all. Breaking news, perhaps you just saw. Horrible thing happened in Washington, D.C. last night, and there's a recovery mission going on right now on the Potomac River. A plane and a helicopter crashed. Very sad situation. Condolences to all the family and friends. I think over 60 people perhaps have perished. More information on that as it becomes available. Also some crazy stuff. Allegedly a tranny. I don't know what terminology people want these days. Some were calling him, her Ryan. Some people were calling him, her Riley. English has made some threats and to Republicans in Washington, D.C., and this person was found with various weapons. And I guess threats were made to one Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, to is it Mike Hegseth, the new Secretary of Defense, and Scott Bessent. More to say about Scott Bessent in a little bit coming up as well. So all that, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, where are they going to stand? Are they going to make the cut, Logan? What do you think? So much to talk about there. Obviously, and again, Stargate, a big thing to talk about there. CRISPR, and so many situations there. You were talking about Gitmo 2, bird flu, that's why eggs are still high. It's lots to talk about here, and all that and so much more right here in Controversies of the Day with Logan and Jay. So, Log, Mars. I know you love some of these topics. You hate some of these topics, don't you?
Sure.
Still one word answer. So yeah, Elon and Donald Trump are saying we're going to Mars. What do you make of that?
Okay. We're not going to Mars?
I mean, are we going, or is this just more, is this what?
Rhetoric?
Like Biden said we're going to beat cancer? Where are we at with that? I don't know. So yeah. So at the inauguration, they had several balls. They had a crypto ball. They had a Maha, Make America Healthy Again ball. And they had the regular ball. And before we get to the balls, now, did you see the actual inauguration itself where Trump got to speak to the former presidents? I mean, that was the thing of beauty, wasn't it?
Sure.
Well,
I didn't find any significance in it. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Logan's in a mood today, kids. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm in a mood too, but
oh my God,
I'm trying to have fun. But that was a beautiful thing. Donald got to have those effers, all of them, right in front of him, and he got to talk down to all of them. That was maybe he didn't see it. I don't know. It was beautiful. Beautiful thing.
Okay, he talked shit to him during all the other correspondence meetings he was a part of. He's talked shit about Obama to Obama.
I missed those. I mean, he was at the funeral with them, a week before, whatever. But then he actually got to talk down to them. It was beautiful.
Yeah, he's talked down to Obama during these little dinners and shit.
Okay, we'll have to find that. But anyway, he had all of them there. He had Clinton there, he had Biden there, he had Obama there, and he had Bush there. So there was a thing of beauty. I think a lot of people were pumping their fists in the air, very happy. It was very cool. It was a cool moment. We'll see how long that moment lasts. All right. So then all of a sudden, you and I were texting a while ago, and maybe we'll get some common ground here. One of your concerns, and I was like, yeah, what is all this? This Stargate stuff. So we're not just talking about a movie from the 1990s starring James Spader or Kurt Russell. Tell us about Stargate.
I don't know any more than you would. I saw his press release. That's about it.
Yeah,
that's why
so
I pushed it onto you so you could be as informed as I am.
I thought, okay.
Did you watch it?
I thought well, no, I saw him introduce all those guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that, and I saw the Y-Files. Did a real interesting show about this thing called CRISPR. Mm-hmm. I'm not real familiar with CRISPR, but CRISPR is something allegedly real. It's not fantasy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be real.
It's supposed to be real.
Sequencing, designer baby type shit. You can design your own child or with gene splicing or whatever the hell they're doing. Yeah.
And this is something that has been of great concern for many decades. It probably goes back to the book Brave New World. I'm thinking, or else I'm mixing my old fiction books up, but there was books like that for a while back, fiction books originally, that seemed to be prophesizing this. So this is your big concern, where we're going to go one more of a human and genetic type
That's what
thing.
It seems. So the book thing, right? Yeah, the book is like 1984, right? It's all premonitions of the future. Well, I think it's a gradual. I think eventually we're going to reach that. We would reach that. That's just technical, the evolution of technology, right? I think that's inevitable. This, though, a lot of mixed reviews, right? Especially from the right, because all the MAGA people are like, well, what after the whole mRNA thing with COVID, and then that's like one of the first things they mentioned that's going to deliver these therapies. And I like how they use vaccines too. I don't know if that's just a play on words because they changed the definition of what a vaccine is. It's not actually what a vaccine was 8 years ago. Why they use those terms, why they're even mentioning the mRNA shit again, but it seems to be just the delivery mechanism. Anyways, the point being is that if we could honestly think that it wasn't nefarious, I think it's a great idea. Yeah, it'd be great if we could actually use technology for the greater good. Though I'm sure it'll turn into or is whatever this is, whatever it could be, as far as just tagging everybody. I mean, talk about trying to assassinate people. You could literally make a targeted poison just for that one person, and probably not be able to detect it. I don't know. It's a crazy thought. Though watching that release, the press release on this, was like fucking watching the beginning of a movie, like a zombie movie, right? Oh, we got the cure for cancer. Actually,
yeah, that was their excuse, right? They're like, we're going to come with the cure for cancer with this AI tech.
Like, just like, what was the one with Will Smith and the I Am Legend? Didn't that start off with some kind of like crazy, we're fixing the world, and then it just deteriorated into people having some fucked up effect from this?
I have to watch that version.
Yeah,
my kids like that movie. That's actually based off a cheesier movie from my youth.
It's just the point being is that it's that whole, it was like a setup to the beginning of a movie like that. Like, we're gonna save the world, and then cut to a couple years later, and it's all fucking burnt shit. So I don't know. It's a weird step to take, I guess. It's new, so it's scary. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if I trust it or not. I don't trust the people they brought up there, though. I don't know who the bank guy was.
SoftBank, we're talking about. Yeah, I won't get his name next time.
But
Sam Altman of OpenAI,
who's
and then Larry Ellison of Oracle.
Kind of a piece of shit, I think. And then Larry's definitely a CIA fucking piece of shit. Again, it's So what goes through my head? Why would Trump be so stupid to do this? Because it seems like a bad move considering all the backlash from the COVID shit with the mRNA, delivery systems.
Sure.
And then he brings this up, and then the people he brings up, Larry, guys, look this guy up. He was part of a project in the CIA in the 70s called Oracle. Then they stop funding it, or he's done. He walks out, he leaves, retires, whatever the case may be, and he goes to Texas and starts up a company called Oracle. just saying, it's kind of funny. Look at what he was doing, data collection, all that shit. You know, this is probably one of the biggest. Everything the internet touches goes through something Oracle has touched, like everything. This isn't just like a small little company. These guys control the internet and say, I mean, they are like the backbone of major systems all over industry, the internet itself. You know, so it's insane to think that no one knows who the fuck this guy is and kind of the past he has, and then all of a sudden his name's just blowing up. So in my head, I can't think Trump being this stupid or anybody who decided, hey, this is great. Mind you, this was already planned, right? Because they're already building.
Well, that's what I noticed too. And I said that back to you
funny.
When I was texting you. I said, this seems already be ball already seems to be rolling, right?
So they already had this going. So it's kind of just weird, right? But I think in my head, in my conspiracy thoughts, I think maybe this is a setup. Maybe this is that 5D Trump shit that everyone wants to say, oh no, it's not like that. Maybe it is. You know, maybe he's setting these guys up so everyone looks at this guy more. Because the very next day, Elon tweets that they don't have that kind of money that the SoftBank guy was claiming that they have. He's like, they don't have that type of money. So what's actually going on? And that was the only day we heard anything coming from the administration about it. Like it's never been. I haven't seen any kind of other secondary press release talking about it. Just now, you had that one release, and the rest, everything else has been just kind of speculatory. There's nothing else been said about it. So what's actually going on? Was that just like an eye-opening thing? Hey, check these guys out, because that Sam Altman's a piece of shit too. I mean, he kind of, you know, him and Musk have this whole thing out for each other because it was supposed to be open source and free, and it's completely for profit. Microsoft has spent hundreds of millions of dollars investing into this company. Other companies have done the same. You know, it is not a for profit for the people open source type of thing. It is definitely a huge money making business. Funny too that China comes out with this
DeepSeek crashed the NASDAQ, not the whole market, but the NASDAQ took a little pounding on the last Monday of January.
But remember too, so hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, have gone into OpenAI to do all this, to create this. And these guys supposedly, the Chinese government did this supposedly in or whatever company, Chinese government, did this for $5 to $10 million, was able to build this. And I'm seeing videos where people are running these on little Raspberry Pi, super simplistic little computers. It blows my mind. So what's going on? Where's all this money going with OpenAI? Are they actually dumping that much money into innovating this technology when you have, maybe this Chinese shit's all a lot. I mean, this is all sources coming from, a company, government, from China. So are they just full of shit? It didn't cost a couple $1 million. Are they is this some kind of tactic that they're playing? Is this is this done on purpose by our own government or their own deep state that want to, raise the bar, more money, make it more important, make this more of a national defense thing to actually pull that money in for this Stargate thing, have Stargate warp speed or some stupid shit. So I don't know. I don't get it. And until more information is released, at least through his administration, I don't think it's that big of a deal right now. Right now, it's just more of a fantasy book. We haven't seen nothing.
But definitely something to pay attention to.
Yeah, it's something to pay attention to. I don't think we're going to be worrying about them fucking creating poisons or vaccines any time in the near future. I would imagine this infrastructure is going to take quite a long time to build and just to pull money together. If they ain't got this $1 billion that they plan on putting in or whatever the fucking number was. So I don't know. It's
and the first center is going to be in Texas.
That's what they say, yeah. And they'll have multiple centers, which.
With the first one in Texas that we know of, that will be Stargate.
Kind of funny with that and the AI, and they have did you hear the thing about Kroger Foods? So
I'm not sure.
They're one of the biggest.
Right, they are.
In America, I think they're the biggest in America at least.
Right. Supermarket chain, and
they're doing some kind of deal with Microsoft where they want to create a digital pricing system type thing where essentially it just sounds like they don't want to spend time and money and resources on just changing individual stickers on shit up and down the aisle. So they just want to put little displays and type it in the computer or some kind of little app type thing and change prices across it. but the speculations come out that, whoa, why would you need Microsoft for that? And I think it's a little bit more in depth where they want to have. I'll take a step back. An example of what they want to do is like if it's a hot summer day and they're selling watermelons, maybe they up the price $1 for a watermelon because more people are going to buy it. But if it's a colder day and no one's eating watermelons, they'll drop the price just so they can get rid of the inventory, right?
Sure.
So they can just do that shit on the spot. What people seem to be kind of afraid of, and it seems like this came from a couple of Democrats who brought this point up, was that there could be or will be cameras watching you come in the thing, come in the door. You'll have a profile set for you, and everything. They could have it to where if you buy an item, it could be a different price for you compared to another person, just based off of. Like a social credit score, just like China, right? That's kind of what they were laying out. Now, if that's the actual intentions, I don't know. I know Kroger's come out and said, "Oh no, we're not going to do that. No, it's just so we can change prices, real simple and da da da." But it seems like with all this AI talk, Microsoft just in everything. Why would you bring Microsoft in again? Use the billions of dollars. I don't know what the actual numbers. I'm going to assume billions of dollars into this open AI type shit, and you wouldn't sell that product and be able to. Just more. Mass data collection. Amazon has stores that you have your phone on you. You have Aldi's. I think you have to have an app or do thumbprint scans. So it's kind of getting creepy as far as what some of these places are doing. The Kroger thing is a big thing. I think that's something to watch because I'd like to see how they're going to handle that backlash because that seems kind of crazy.
Very crazy.
Again. If that technology would have been like 4 years ago, could you imagine like white males would be paying like $10 a gallon of milk, and then whatever black, gay, tranny, checkbox people.
ESG may not be dead yet. We may not be gone at all.
Yeah, I'm surprised this
take a
hasn't
little
been,
turn,
yeah,
a little kind of maneuver, a little bit.
Little misdirection here. Call it something else. Rebranding, we'll call it.
Wow.
So between that and the Stargate stuff, it just seems like again, it's hard. It's a hard one for me to wrap my head around. Why would you use these bad words in that press release that we've been bitching about for 8 years, and then all of a sudden it's a good thing?
Yeah, there's I definitely concerned there with artificial intelligence in general. Some of it's neat, but I saw the craziest thing on YouTube. I'm a big Van Halen, the rock and roll group, big fan, and they had. It's supposed to be Vanna Halen. And it's like a African-American jazz singer, Nancy Wilson, Dinah Washington, somebody like that, from like the 50s or so, doing these Van Halen songs in a more of a jazz style. And I had to look it up. It sounded really good. And they were doing Jamie's Crying and Running with the Devil and all this stuff. Anyway, it was all AI generated, and this is the thing, like, how far is this going to go? You just showed me a comical, funny video of Donald Trump allegedly saying people should use certain words again, and it seemed very real. It almost really seemed for real. I've seen some things that obviously a Tucker Carlson or Oprah Winfrey should have people suing people, where there's these ads that pop up and their lips are moving and it's an image of them, but you can just tell, okay, this is a forgery, this is a fake, and it's easy to tell. But I think as this gets better and better, and if some people just don't have enough time, they're going to be flipping around and they might get fooled. That's something by someone important. Again,
I've been saying that since before the election, that's going to be the next big step. You're going to catch somebody saying something that they didn't actually say, and it's going to be hard to refute. And you'll just have a negative blitz of whatever propaganda bullshit behind it.
Right. Okay, so the billionaires in general, they seem to all be getting in line with the Donald here. He met with Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg, I think, was at the inauguration. Bezos was at the inauguration as well. Others were there. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Everybody's just sort of getting in line. Zuckerberg is one I really guess I scratch my head. I don't think anybody should really completely trust that guy. I hope he's had a revelation and an epiphany, if you will, folks. I don't know if I quite accept that. And there's others as well.
I wouldn't trust him.
Bezos and his Washington Post did not endorse Donald Trump, but they did endorse anybody and they usually endorse the Democrat. So that was interesting, and of course, the Donald invites him and his gal, who definitely likes to show off a little bit.
Mark
Bezos'
liked
gal. Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, Mark was catching a little look.
I don't know what to say. I mean, ladies, if you want to flaunt it, you flaunt it, but then don't be offended. Is all I can say. If you're gonna do that, you know what you're asking for. So I don't know. I thought she was probably dressed a little inappropriately for an inauguration. But anyway, that's just me. I'm a little old-fashioned. I don't know. So moving on to other things. How about Trump and the gays, Logan? I know. This is you're not gonna love this topic. I'm just annoying the Logan today. That's all I'm doing today. But yeah, I mean, Trump and the gays. So yeah, at his inauguration, the Village People come out, a fun band from, almost 50 years ago, not quite, maybe 40 something years ago. I was a kid. You weren't even here yet. And, they had like about 3 big hits: Macho Man, YMCA, and In the Navy, I think, were their 3 big hits. And then they were kind of gone. But they've always been a fun group, and they came out. They did YMCA, I think, and Trump, he didn't even leave the stage. He just backed up a little bit, So there you go, kids. All these people were into, phobic, and he hates everybody. Well, no, there he is. Again, as I've mentioned on the show before, the man had a long association with Roy Cohn, and there he was with the Village People. It was very funny. Did you see him up there with the Village People? No, Logan didn't see the fun, the joy, the fun, the joy. Anyway, speaking of gays, Scott Bessent is openly gay, and he's our first openly gay Treasury Secretary. I guess he did get approved. I guess that he's gay is the only thing nice I can say about him. You got anything to say about Scotty?
I don't give a fuck who he fucks.
Scotty,
I don't know why that's important.
I don't think it's so either. Some people want it to be important. But it's important to me to rub in their face, the goofy left, that, he chose an openly gay guy. Gee, I thought these people are all phobic if they don't agree with everything you say, and they're hateful and blah, 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 blah. No, not everybody is. No, it's not true. It's a lie. Everybody's different. Everybody's got their own thing, So anyway, but that's how the fascists on the left have been for many years. And you know that. If you don't agree with everything they say, every syllable, well, then you're the other side. You're the enemy. You're hateful. You're hateful. You're mean. It's a hate crime. No. Now, the only thing I can say nice about Scott, that is he is gay. That's the only thing interesting about him. The other thing, I don't really like him for this role. I'm upset that we're going to go with this Mark Rowan guy. Don't know what happened. I got to look into that. He's swamp. He's complete swamp. So if you are MAGA and I'm going to piss you off right now, sorry. Scott Bessent, our new Treasury Secretary, is total swamp. He has been a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. He used to work for George Soros. Wait, what? Who? Yeah, George Soros. I think he's even Skull and Bones. So I don't know if he went to Yale. So the only thing positive I can say about Logan is, maybe it's one of those mafia things. Although I think the mafia thing, they may have actually stole that from Art of War. What's that, Sun Tzu? Mm-hmm. It's an ancient book. I don't know, it's 1,000 years old or whatever, from the Orient. The Art of War, the old line of keep your friends close, keep your enemies even closer.
That's what I think Mark Rubin is.
Really?
Yeah. Has anyone replaced it yet?
I don't know.
Florida?
No.
Did they have any kind of vote or election down there? For his
seat? Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I'm not sure how that's going. We got to look that up. They were going to have Pam Biondi, I think, who's the Attorney General nominee. They were going to have her originally. I think if Matt Gaetz had gotten the role that they wanted. So I'm not sure. I think
they also talked like Laura Trump was supposed to.
And then Laura Trump was supposed to.
And then she backed out.
Yeah, which I find that funny.
Well, she didn't want to. She was on Pat's show talking about how she didn't really want to be a part of the campaign at any event. Like, she just didn't want to do it. She didn't think it was her place. And then she kind of got sucked in when they did bring this parts up. I don't think that was her shtick. I don't think she was wanting to do that. So anyways, it sounded like she backed out because she just didn't want to do it.
Okay.
So
I don't know. It is interesting. I think it's a state by state law, but the governors in these states, do have the power to put somebody in that role to like fulfill a term. And that was, of course, a great deal of trouble, for those of you who remember, in 2008 with then elect President Obama in his seat, which ultimately led to Rod Blagojevich, the governor of Illinois, going to jail for a while before he was pardoned by Donald Trump. But yeah, he acted like he was. They were trying to get him that he was trying to sell the Senate seat, and that there was bribe because he actually they had him on tape saying, I have this thing and it's effing golden. And anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But if we want to look into him, he's a character. Rod Blagojevich. Yeah, good times. Illinois governors. Every so many end up going to jail. Every one or two later, they end up going to jail. I would love if Pritzker went to jail. But anyway, that's probably just a pipe dream. Moving along, RFK. Boy, he had a rough day yesterday. Did you get a chance to see any of that?
I think he was fine. He'll
Yeah.
get confirmed.
Oh, I hope you're right, buddy. I really hope you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I was just getting a bad feeling, and I couldn't believe it, and I was getting so pissed off. I mean, first of all, I thought a lot of Democrats, because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. most of his life basically has been a Democrat. I don't know if he even calls himself a Republican right now, but the point is, he been a Democrat. His family, strong Democrat family name. Blah blah blah. Wow, and the shit they gave him, especially Elizabeth Warren and Ron Wyden. I mean, these are people, I think it has come out in some media outlets, who have taken over $1 million each over the years from Big Pharma. And I can tell you, I don't know where we stand right now with the current Congress right now, but at one time, not too long ago, Pfizer, that's right, Pfizer, PFE, stock symbol, was one of the most widely held stocks by members of Congress. And again, both parties, folks, both parties, by the way. So, yeah, no, I really hope that RFK Jr. gets in there. I hope you're right, buddy, on that one. I really do. And his cousin Caroline.
Just in the year from 2019 to 2020.
Again, from 2019 to 2020, folks, Bernie Sanders is the recipient of $1.4 million. So that's $1,417,633. Yeah, Mr. I don't want to take away. I don't want to take money from big business or big. Yeah, no, Bernie. You see, you're all in bed. You're all in bed.
And then Elizabeth Warren, 941,000.
And that's just in a 1 to 2 year period. But overall, in her career, again, she's supposed to have taken over $1 million from.
Here we go. Money from pharmaceutical health products to U.S. senators from 1990 to 2024. Kamala Harris, $11 million. I'm sure a lot of that came.
$11 million.
I'm sure a lot of that came from campaign shit that she just lost. Joe Biden, $9 million. Barack Obama, $6 million. Hillary Clinton, $4 million. Mitt Romney, $3 million. That just seems like a lot of money going around, and these guys are the ones picking people that are supposed to be. Even Elizabeth Warren here, she's had $1.2 million in that time span. And remember, just last year, or from 19 to 20, she did half of that. Came from that time period, which is funny too, because that's the whole COVID thing. I'm sure a lot of that was just coincidence.
Yeah, I can connect those dots. Ow!
I'm surprised I don't see
baby.
I don't see our other friend from California on here. What's her name? Pelosi.
Oh, Nancy. Yeah. Well, is this just the Senate you might be looking at?
Oh, yeah.
There you go, buddy. You got to go to the House. Oh, there we go. Oh, my God. Oh, what a world, folks. What a world. So many people going into Washington, D.C. to cash in. Ross Perot talked about this 30 years ago, but he never really explained it. Now we're getting to the bottom of it. Not only do they get all this campaign money that they can kind of play with, as long as they play within certain rules, then they do all this insider trading because they know what companies are going to benefit from budget deals. That's why Paul Pelosi is just an incredible trader and he does very well. And I think, talk about elderly abuse, I think he made his wife, and this is just one man's opinion, but I think he made her do another term. Honey, just run again. And it's just one more term. I'm doing so good, baby. Oh my God, ridiculous. So I hope RFK gets through. His cousin Caroline called him a predator. Sweet Caroline. What a goofy broad. Wow, Caroline. It's terrible. And then Tulsi Gabbard, her hearings are today. I'm very worried about Tulsi. They're not going to let her through.
She's already wrecking them.
Yeah?
Her opening statement was just a big punch in the face.
Oh, awesome. I will have to watch some of that later. And
same thing with the Cash Patel. or Cash.
Oh,
He came in. Everyone's chanting USA, and
awesome.
so people are into it. Well,
Awesome. Yeah.
and I know we talked about this before, but I'm pretty sure that the Senate doesn't really fucking. I don't think it's an actual law anywhere that they can confirm. I mean, these are the people that Trump needs to run his administration. I don't think they can just say no.
Yeah, I believe they can.
I don't know if that's an
I'm not
actual law. I think this is more of a traditionary thing that we have these little hearings.
Well,
I'm not sure. I don't want to misspeak, but I want to say these are just kind of like it's more of a thing that's been created into a tradition to have these confirmations.
Okay. I thought it was law, but I don't know. Maybe it's just
well, that'd be kind of fucking hard, right? So you have there would have to be a limit to that, though, because if you just elected president, let's say all these guys said no to every one of his fucking people.
Yeah.
How can that even be legal? You guys are undermining the whole reason he was elected. Like that's
right.
He's the administration. He should be able to, build the team up he wants. I can't see how there could be a strong possibility that anyone that he wanted to work underneath him to be a part of his team could just be. If the deep state was as bad as they were, no, we don't like him, no. They could all just say no. And what's keeping them from just saying fucking no? I mean, outside of some of the obvious shit, but I mean, really, what's keeping them? So, how would you fix that, ratify that?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens here. I'm very worried that RFK Jr. is not going to get through. I'm very worried Tulsi Gabbard's not going to get through. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Kash Patel, I don't know a whole lot about him, but again, he's good. That's a very big role right there, a very important one. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. It's kind of funny. Kash of Indian descent, and I think he is anyway. And it's come out now, and I got to get you more information on this. These senators, man, they're so much fun. Again, folks, when you come to a podcast like this, you're going to hear things that you just don't hear other places. And those people are making millions of dollars. Think about that for a second. They're getting paid off to not tell you about Senator, it's like Whitman. His name is literally Whitman up in Rhode Island. Did you hear about this? It's coming out about him. He and his family belong to some exclusive beach club up there in Rhode Island for the summertime that is exclusively white. This is a Democrat, I think. I gotta look this up. Is this guy really a Democrat? How did this guy go unscathed? With all this crap that went on 2 years, whatever it was, 2020. How did this Democrat get through? I mean, your hypocrisy is just it's mind-boggling sometimes. It's just incredible. Did you hear about him though?
No.
Well, yeah, you got to hear about this.
I'm not surprised they are the original,
Yeah, they are.
White supremacists and whatever you want to call them. And then the proof is in the past couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the past 9 days since Trump started his mass deportations.
Yeah.
Because, once again, the Democrats are worried about who's going to pick their crops.
Yeah, there's that.
That's the only argument. Anyone who says, against social media, all this people's videos go, you MAGA guys, you finally got what you want, and the price of coffee is going to go up, or the price of this is going to go up, and grocery price.
Well,
so what are you advocating? That we should keep cheap labor, illegal labor to keep your prices down? You fuck! I'd gladly pay a couple bucks more for home goods to make sure my country's safe and a bunch of scumbag criminals are running around stealing, killing, and all the other shit. Like, what the fuck? What are you advocating? Slavery? Like, that's what it sounds like. You want slavery back.
Basically,
to keep your prices.
So
fuck you people and your virtual signaling nonsense.
And again,
that's insane.
I think there's several reasons that they did this, and I don't know if we know all of them yet.
I don't think people are paying attention to what they're actually saying when they speak out about this. Like, again, what are you pissed off that you don't have anymore?
There's their groundskeepers.
No shit.
Jim
like
Acosta, he's probably got a mansion. I don't know if you do, Jim, or not, but I assume you probably have a mansion. You probably got, help.
Didn't you get fired from CNN?
I think so.
Lost his time slot and cried or something?
Oh, Jimmy. Oh, well. Karma's a bitch, man. Oh, my God. So, anyway, one of the big things, and again, the Kennedy name, it just, ever since we've started this, it just keeps coming up. I don't know. We say good things, we say bad things. There's a lot to unpack with the Kennedys. There really is a lot of, there's a lot of bad too. I like some of them, feel bad that they, were both assassinated. And now they're talking about opening the files. Now, I don't know if this is really going to finally happen. Are we going to have files? And did you see this stuff? Or are they going to be like, they'll put the file, but like a bunch will be blacked out or whited out. Redacted
so
stuff.
I heard something that, we heard this Trump talk about this his first term about releasing these papers. And then all of a sudden he didn't. And
he released some, but not everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
I forget what person told him not to, asked him not to, or explained to him why they shouldn't. Why he shouldn't. Something along the lines that there were still people alive that were attached to this. So now that said people might be dead now, there's no kind of personal backlash or something. Maybe that's why all of a sudden they could release this stuff. But again, I mean, it'd be fucking wild to have this shit hit the public. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to wrap your head around that type of thought that something so infamously, one of the biggest conspiracies in the world.
Yeah, I mean, so many people make fun of conspiracy theories, okay? But this is, like you said, this is one of the biggest ones. I mean, there's a moon one, there's, I guess, Bigfoot one, 9/11's become a big one. But this is probably the big one. Yeah, the JFK one specifically. Then you get into RFK and then MLK, all in 1968 also. But go ahead, you were saying?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was going to say.
Yeah.
I would just say it's hard to wrap your head around. It's something that's been so infamously secretive. Like everyone, it's always, it's referenced. It's like almost pop culture, right? Everyone knows who Kennedy was. They know the assassination in regards to age. So it's kind of insane that.
And this is part of the reason I am who I am. My mother and my parents' home, she had a thing of President Kennedy up in the wall. My grandmother did too. So.
But do we believe whatever comes out of these investigations?
Well, that's what they say. Like, the conspiracy people, they're never going to be satisfied. They're never going to be satisfied. I mean, it's fascinating, all heck, folks, because you go to, well, who did it? That's interesting. But then the more important thing is who ordered it and why was he killed? Yeah. And they have successfully, I mean, we'll just do a little bit of rehash here. We've talked a little bit about this before. I really don't know. I mean, they've muddied the waters so well.
There's so many different angles.
There's angle. You got the Vietnam angle. Was he really not for what was going to happen in Vietnam? Was it all about the mafia being mad at him and the Bobby, his brother, who was his attorney general, was going after the mob, and the mob felt no, they owed him because they felt through mob boss Sam Giancana and other mob bosses that they helped them win the election, especially having like dead people vote in Chicago, which is not something that's ever really, I don't know if that's ever really changed. Allegedly. Anyway, so yeah, there's that angle to it. Then there's this whole, Castro angle to it too. There's Bay of Pigs thing. There's a bunch
of different foreign entities involvement in this. I mean, AIPAC was asked to submit paperwork for being I forget what the word is, for being a
lobby group or
something like that.
Okay,
whatever the term is for that. But they were supposed to do that. They refused, and then within a couple of weeks, shit happened to Kennedy, and then a couple weeks after that, they sent like a refusal letter saying they weren't going to do that. So it's
some people say he wanted to keep us in the gold standard. A lot of the bankers were trying to get us off the gold standard, which they ultimately did with Richard Nixon a little bit later on.
So what is true? So whatever comes out, yeah, right. I think people are still, because you have all this information coming out from one group, the government, who's supposed to be, bad and secretive to begin with. Fuck, how often do they tell themselves the truth internally, let alone, they're going to let that information out. So it's, I guess, another grain of salt. Maybe it'll bring some answers to some stuff, but it's not gonna. Yeah. It's not like we're gonna see that video where you're actually gonna see like the driver turn around and pop. Or like there's 8 people on the grass, each taking a pot shot, or maybe it wasn't even Kennedy. Maybe it was actual body double.
There you go. That's my Hollywood movie. I don't know if I'll be writing it. Why you haven't done this Hollywood? I mean, I really got to think a lot of you have maybe made these scripts for decades now, and then Hollywood just, no, we can't do that. And people have said this, like, because what's weird is the murder a little bit before that, or overdose of Marilyn Monroe, who allegedly was having an affair with John F. Kennedy and then allegedly with RFK. So a lot of weird stuff going on there. I mean, there's a lot of strange stuff. I will always, there's been a little bit of done with that in movies, but not enough. I mean, I still think Hollywood has got something there. And then, yeah, like you say, I'm very much into that whole crazy topic. Rich, powerful people faking their deaths. So did JFK and Marilyn Monroe, go off together to some island? I mean, it sounds insane, but again, they could have had a body double there. There are rumors. Again, these are just rumors, theories, folklore, whatever you want to say, folks. But it's out there. It's not coming from me. That Kennedy, right before the trip to Texas, he was supposed to make a trip to Chicago and goes to do a football game, and they canceled it because there was some security concerns then. So he may have known that he was in some danger. So that would be another reason to use a body double. And again, world leaders, I don't know if we've done it a lot here in America, but in other places in the world, Saddam Hussein allegedly did it. For example, in Iraq, some leaders will use body doubles. So.
Oh, you can't tell me that. Look at before and afters of Joe Biden in just a couple of years. They ain't a fucking body double. That dude's been dead.
Well, you brought up the CIA mask thing, and they are pretty freaking creepy and incredible. Holy mackerel! Wowie wow!
I don't think I think Hillary has a double. I think that who we see as Hillary Clinton now is a double.
I'll just say this about Hillary.
She's gotten shorter. I'm just saying. Let's do some size comparison. Next to Bill, she's gotten shorter,
man.
Significantly shorter.
Well, look, I don't like those folks, okay? But Mike, they looked horrible at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Both of them look like they could have just been put in a casket with Jimmy. I'm like, oh my God, they did bags in the eyes and the face. I mean, it's a funeral. You're supposed to be solemn. You're supposed to be sorrowful. You're supposed to be sad. But
Bill definitely looks like death. Like he looks like he'll be the next president.
Oh my God, I don't know. I mean, it's a terrible thing.
That is it. Those are it, right? There's no other. Carter was the last old fucking president. The rest of them are.
Well, what's funny is
Bush Senior
what's
just
funny,
passed away.
right? Yeah, he's gone. And again, I don't know if his name will come up in the JFK files. I don't know.
Wasn't he part of the CIA then?
I don't know if he was a part of the CIA. And he became the director in the 70s. So he became a CIA director later. But was he working at all? With the CIA at all during those years, we don't know.
I mean, it was Texas. He wasn't.
He was down there in Texas. I mean, I don't know. Again, there's a lot of stuff here, and they really have, like I said, successfully muddied the waters. You really don't. There's even a wacky, space alien thing. Kennedy was going to. Blow the whistle on space aliens, and they had to shut them up because of that. I mean, there's just a lot. Speaking of which, I'll give you your props in front of the camera, in front of our audience. Stephen Greer, what the hell, dude? You're telling everybody, you got these whistleblowers, 150 of them. You're gonna, give us this bombshell stuff. Okay, and you're hanging out with that goofball Billy Carson, and anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. So Gitmo, before we go here, Gitmo might get expanded, huh, buddy? Yay! Wow, I wonder what
it is expanded. 30,000 beds.
Ooh, wow.
The worst of the worst. They don't want to send them out of the country back to their own countries and then have the fuckers come back. So they're just gonna. They're gonna.
Interesting.
9/11 them, I guess, and whatever you want to call that. Disappearing for a while.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot more to talk about in future shows. Obviously, artificial intelligence is going nowhere and maybe going everywhere. So we all need to be a little bit concerned and hope we all remember that what you see may not be what you really think it is. So we got to keep that in mind. Also, bird flu, price of eggs, crazy. It's out there. They've slaughtered thousands of chickens. There's a place in just south of Chicago called Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. And they had to kill thousands of chickens there. They had open free-range chickens. And you just think, they're open range like that. Is somebody messing with these, these chickens? Is this, some kind of foul play? Is this really a part of nature?
Probably all the hormones and bullshit we give them, antibiotics.
Yeah.
Or it's just all. I mean, the past almost decade, the amount of food places that have been destroyed, accidents and shit happen. I mean, we've had tons of different places like this just go up in flames, and now you just mass slaughtering of animals. Then they just do this with beef and pork, like out in west a little bit,
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
Colorado or wherever the fuck. They just did that to a bunch of cows because of the
Yeah.
bird they contracted some kind of
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to pressure us all into becoming vegetarians. I don't know, but we do eat a lot of chicken in America. We do eat a lot of red meat, and we eat a lot of pork. I try to be a good Jew, and I don't eat any pork. But
Yeah, I'm starting to stay away from the pork myself, to be honest.
but anyway, all right. Well, we got lots to talk about. Things coming up in the future. Obviously, AI is not going anywhere. It's going to become a bigger and bigger topic. Who will get confirmed and not get confirmed for the Trump cabinet is going to be very interesting. And just watching Donald Trump. I mean, he's coming in hot.
Back to
Okay.
the confirmation thing. Can you remember anyone who's actually not been confirmed? Like Senate said no, and that was the end of it. They moved on to the next candidate.
There have been. I mean, like that quickly come to mind. Like I remember there was this guy. Okay, so Daddy Bush. This was a Supreme Court nominee, so rules could be different. I don't know.
Okay.
But his name was Robert Bork, and this was like in the late 80s. Daddy Bush, Bush 41, he nominated him. This was an ultra conservative guy, and he got shut down. Yeah, they did not confirm him, and then he switched, and he put somebody in there who they thought was going to be more of a moderate, turned out to be quite a liberal. I think it was David Souter. Could have some of that information a little bit wrong. There was also the Clarence Thomas, but he did get through with it, even though a lot of people tried to stop him. Biden did, yeah. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Who gets through? I hope Tulsi gets through. I hope that RFK Jr. gets through. And again, they have a. Let's remember, they have a Leviathan. They have a freaking gigantic Godzilla monster of big government, deep state to deal with. I mean, it's not like these people just come in and wave that magic wand. But I want them to. I want them to be quick. I want to be swift. And hopefully Trump keeps this going. I mean, he seems determined. And I like, what's his name, Tom Homan, the
ICE guy.
Yeah, I like him so far. Again, they got to secure the. Go ahead.
No, I think Joy Reid, or I forget who it was, made some comment. He was on, and so Tom was on Jesse Waters' show, and Jesse replays, or at least told him whoever it was, I think it was Joy Reid, or maybe it was Rachel Maddow or some shit. And he goes, so what do you think about the comments that so-and-so said about you? And he goes, well, I think so-and-so is as dumb as a box of rocks. I was like, that's fucking awesome. Just calling it out.
He's a pretty plain-speaking guy. He doesn't mince words. Yeah. So hopefully they all do a good job. Again, folks, I don't like all these deportations in a sense. I mean, I want to get all the bad out of our country. But I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at it the other way. Like, people go, oh, it's going to be horrible. You're going to take all these people. I'm thinking, okay, they're going to get some of them. But Biden Harris let so many millions in that, I don't think the mass majority are probably leaving.
No, and I get that.
But get the criminals.
Yeah.
Get the criminals. Get the scum. Get them out of here, and then they got to secure the border so they don't come back in. Please.
Like, we're using military. I like Kristi Noem's been running around with Tom too.
Yeah,
taking her new shit seriously. So it's hopefully this is the change we've been waiting for. I'm hoping Vance does well as well, so we can have 8 more years of somewhat of the same mindset.
They were both funny as hell together. J.D. Vance swearing in Marco Rubio, our new Secretary of State. Again, I want Marco to do a good job. Spanish-speaking guy. Hopefully that'll help with our Spanish-speaking countries he's got to deal with Mexico and Spain, etc. He's smart. He's smart, dude. I get a little worried.
Snake.
Do you? Okay. Well, I got my doubts about Marco too. I do. He was funny though.
He's establishment. That's what I worry. Yeah, he's establishment.
I know.
So is he?
I know.
Again, like we said at the beginning, I think Trump's just keeping his friends close, but his enemies closer. I think and I'm hoping it was a strategic move too, and from somebody in his vicinity saying, well, if we get control of this guy, now we have an open seat in the Senate, so let's get that spot filled in, or at least hand that ability off
Right.
to like DeSantis and let him make the right move. So I'm hoping it was more strategic than just.
All right, we'll cover that.
Picking.
We'll look into that and see who DeSantis puts in that spot. I'll get back to everybody on that. So that'll be good. So anyway, anything else you want to throw in there, buddy? Obviously, a lot of this stuff is going to be revisited because it's ongoing. Sad to see Vivek drop away from this Doge thing. Sounds like he's going to be running for office though, out of Ohio.
Governor.
So that'll be interesting because Mike DeWine, I think they have term limits there for their governors. So the present governor, I think it's Mike DeWine in Ohio, he cannot run. So yeah, so that should be very interesting as well. So we'll see what happens there.
Well, I don't think there was any malice between him leaving Doge. I think it was just they had different ideas of how they wanted to handle it, and with other options for Vivek as far as like in the whole governorship possibly, I think he just decided, pick your battles more or less. I don't think there is anything to it as far as at least what's being reported.
Yeah.
Nothing, no crazy like infighting.
Yeah.
Because of what's going on.
And if you're looking for fun, folks, at Thornton, somewhere down in Chicagoland, Dalton, Illinois, a big city council thing, it actually erupted into a brawl.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You saw that
yeah,
too?
That was. I didn't. So I saw the video.
Oh my God.
And I saw the little headline. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And
yeah.
then somebody at work last night brought this up, and I was like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I saw that, and then I went back and rewatched it and got more context behind it.
It's just crazy. Oh my goodness, folks. Yeah, and I don't know if it's the mayor, and she's in a lot of hot water down there. And it was weird because in the news article they mentioned her boyfriend there and her confidant, and he's a male. So I don't know. So she's I don't know. She's got a couple guys in her life, very close. Anyway, all the best to everybody in Dalton, Illinois. Straighten your shit out.
I heard Lori Lightfoot was like attacking her.
Yeah,
on it,
Lori
too.
Lightfoot was supposed to be like investigating her or something.
Yeah.
So,
What the bizarro story?
I know. It's just crazy.
It's like the blind leading the blind. What the fuck is that?
Oh yeah.
Obvious scapegoat.
Hope nobody got seriously hurt. But yeah, somebody called somebody the B word, and then I guess all hell broke out. And if you want to find some funny video, the Dalton, Illinois City Council meeting, which got just a little bit out of hand. A little bit. All right. Don't call anybody the B word today. All right. No B word today. Tomorrow, maybe. But anyway. All right. You have a great day. We love you. And everybody take care. We'll talk to you soon. Love you.
What's the B word? Black?
Bitch.
Oh.
I think it's what one woman called the mayor a bitch, and then she just blew up. I think
The mayor attacked first?
I gotta go back and watch it
Because it took off. It was people already.
By the way,
like,
you're
fucking
impressing me because you seem like you know more than I do. I just heard about it the other day. I heard a little bit on the radio, like in the background.
I saw it yesterday. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was